Salman Soz, to begin with you, one really does question on what's going on. 31st December was your last deadline. Quoting a top source from the TMC, you were given 179 days. The alliance was patient for 179 days. 31st December was your last day to come up with seat sharing. You've surpassed that. You're nowhere closer to coming to a possible seat sharing arrangement. Where's the time, Mr. Soz?
Well, Preeti, first of all, in 2019, the parties that fought the election, the BJP won. Out of the top 10 parties, 6 are part of the India Alliance. And these are not just these 6 parties, but other parties that are part of our alliance. These are not ordinary parties. They're all parties with a lot of standing, with a lot of support in the public in their respective areas. And we have to treat everybody with respect. We cannot say that this is the Congress way or the highway. This is where you form consensus, because India is a very diverse country, and we must have consensus throughout the country and throughout this political kind of alliance that is trying to take on the BJP. So this takes time. It's okay to take time. We have to do it right. We cannot, at least I don't feel, our party does not feel that we should be dictating to anybody. All are equal in this. There is no party, from my perspective, that is better than the other one, more powerful than the other one. Of course, yes, of course. The Congress is the oldest political party in the country, is the biggest opposition party, had the biggest share in the opposition. But we are not approaching this seat sharing or this alliance with that in mind. What we are trying to do is respectfully work with all of our alliance partners, whether they're in Bengal or Bihar or Maharashtra or Delhi, Punjab, everywhere, and trying to form consensus. That may take time, but that it is important to get it right.
But Mr. Soz, let me follow it up with a question, because the message that you seem to be missing or giving out right now is not really percolating down to your alliance partners, be it in any of the states that you've named. And what makes your life a tad bit difficult is senior leaders from your own party, like Mr. Adhiranjan Chaudhary, who use language which is not just aggressive, but, is discourteous to an ally. And that's happened through the course of the day. The question, Mr. Soz, is which your various partners from your own alliance has come up with, that you don't want to play brother, you want to play big brother, but you don't have that kind of strength on ground right now. While you might aim for about 5 seats, if not more, in West Bengal, if you look at 2019 Lok Sabha elections, look at your results. Uttar Pradesh of 80, you won 1. Madhya Pradesh of 48, you won 1. You want to fight 40 seats in Uttar Pradesh. You want over 20 seats in Maharashtra.
Okay, so first of all, 2019 is not 2024. They're vastly different elections. The electorate is different, and I think you will find when the election takes place, it's a totally different election. Be that as it may, as far as state-level leadership is concerned, and there are obviously everybody in the heat of the moment say something, but at the same time, if our leaders at the state level were not fighting hard, then they would not be doing their job. It is their job to work hard for the party, work hard for the country. And by the way, in equal measure, our alliance partners who are working at the state level, it is their job and their right to work hard and fight for what they believe in. So we will not tell, for example, the TMC what to do in Bengal. Similarly, they will not tell us what to do in Bengal. We have to come to some sort of an agreement. And of course, we would never tell our workers and leaders at the state level that you are doing something that is wrong, because we want to empower them. So I think these things happen. I think the kinds of comments that you
as I bring in your alliance partner, Ghanshyam Tiwari, into this conversation, many would turn around. Really, you haven't done much in Bengal or Uttar Pradesh or Maharashtra. You say it's a different election, but there has to be some formula.
Can I just...
Mr. Soz, the question is, as I bring in Ghanshyam Tiwari, and I'll come back to you, the question will come down to what is going to be your formula for seat sharing if it is not 2019 elections, and leave alone for you what's even more abysmal is if you look at state assembly elections. So what is the formula on which you're going to base your seat sharing on? It has to come from something. Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Just 1 second before Ghanshyam comes in. Of course, Ghanshyam is a friend of mine. But the point is that whether it's in C or in UP, we know that the Samajwadi Party is it's a big, powerful player. Of course, Samajwadi Party has a huge role in Uttar Pradesh. Similarly, Mamata Banerjee and the TMC have a huge role in Bengal. That is accepted. The Congress is not saying that that is not accepted. That is why I said we'll be working with them.
All right, but that's where, Mr. Saws, you're saying the right things.
So
but when it comes down to putting pen on paper, your demands are absurd. If you think Samajwadi Party is a strong ally in the state of Uttar Pradesh, then sir, asking to fight 40 seats where you won one solitary Rai Bareli in 2019, and let's not even talk about the scorecard in the assembly elections.
No, but Preeti, how do you know what our demands are? The discussion is between our alliance partners and us. Nobody knows what's happening. It's between us.
Okay. I want to, it's source-based, sir. It's source-based. And the TMC has offered you 2 seats where where Bengal is coming from. But allow me to open the panel. Allow me to open the panel. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to bring you in. Is there a sense of, a tad bit impatience that the Congress is dragging its feet when it comes down to seat sharing? You're already now in January, nowhere close to that. And the question I want to ask you, Mr. Tiwari, because the TMC in your last meeting gave a formula of seat sharing. There has to be something that, your alliance is going to go by when it comes down to seat sharing. Their formula was look at Lok Sabha elections, look at state elections, and in the final one, if you don't want to look at just Lok Sabha state elections, combine both of them and look at your state plus Lok Sabha elections and come to an arrangement there. Do you think that's fair, or because the Congress doesn't seem to be on the same page on that?
Well, good evening, Preeti, to you, the viewers, and my fellow co-panelists. If it was left to the spokespersons, Salman, me, and Jasmine, I'm sure we would have a much more cordial language, and Jasmine is an expert on data. So we will find different ways to slice and dice data to come up with a formula. But I think each party has its formula that weighs in on the strength of the party based on past performance, maybe surveys. There are no shortage of such tools that gives the party a structured perspective of why the party should have X number of seats. But eventually, that's a starting point into this negotiation. Obviously, the points, the criticism that Zafar Islam will come with are fair criticism in the eyes of people, that this should have happened sooner. There should be lesser bickering. It has to be clear very quickly. The whole narrative should shift towards what is it that India Alliance is offering to the youth and to the people of India in general, beyond the criticism of what Narendra Modi ji could not do. But the reality of it is that this is happening right now, and top leaders across the country, across political parties who are mature, who have who have worked hard in their own states extensively, are coming together and discussing with one common agenda. And I think I will wait for this entire discussion to unfold. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a perfect discussion. Okay. There would be back and forth. There could be comments, snide comments that will come in. But in the end, I am very confident, given the number of leaders that are involved.
When it comes down to a gag order on state leadership and spokesperson, good note to take from Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari and pass it on possibly to Mr. Adhiranjan Chaudhary and the others in the UP, your own Congress unit in the UP. But having said that, okay, fine. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you've made your point clear.